So what do you guys hat or no hat? What do you think?
Well, you don't look as bald with the hat on.
Hey everyone, I'm Jerry Rocha, comedian Jerry Rocha, one half of the Ramble, here to tell you about my experience at this year's E3.
You really gonna do this with all that nerdy shit behind you? Like everybody else that does one of these videos?
It was my very first E3. Thank you to all the Ramble listeners. That's how we were able to get in. My girlfriend dropped me off right outside the LA Convention Center. I started crying a little bit. It's like the first day of school. A lot. I cried a lot. Then I went over to the Microsoft Theater Sunday, burned my mostly bald head that you thankfully cannot see because I was waiting in the sun, and that was a nightmare. So next time I go, if anybody goes next year, put a fucking hat on. That's a smart move. I didn't get into the Bethesda, Square Enix, or Ubisoft lines. I think you have to do like some special magical shit to get into that. Like there's some kind of weird spell, or you have to just like go into a room with a bunch of people and swear that Fallout 76 doesn't suck, and then you start crying all alone like De Niro in Raging Bull when he threw that fight to the Mafia. Sunday was great. I got to go to the Microsoft presentation. I met the great Khalif Adams from the Spawn on Me podcast. He took kindly on my newbie spirit and gave me a bunch of tips. It was great. I can't thank you enough, dude. That was very nice of you. And then the Microsoft thing started. It was great. It was a lot of just, like made to look slick video game footage. You don't really get to see much of how they play. Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisp look fucking awesome, though. Looks like it's going to be a lot of boss fights. That looked like actual gameplay that we saw. The big one, of course, was... right here. Cyberpunk 2077. Your boy got the jacket. And Keanu Reeves. Look, here's what they need. Here's what I want to change about E3. They need to put the fucking audio of the audience when they're showing the stream of the presentation. Because when we were watching the Cyberpunk trailer and Keanu showed up in the game, everybody went ape shit. It was a huge fucking pop. That was before we even knew he was there. Then he comes out, the door opens up, he walks out. It was amazing. By the way, congratulations for Keanu Reeves for return. That used to be a fucking punchline of an actor. Now he's a fucking Beatles. So good for him. Interested in 12 Hours. It looks like that's going to be a fun, mindfucky kind of a game. Couldn't give a shit about the Blair Witch game. No offense to the creators or the people behind that game. I'm sure he did a wonderful job. I just didn't give a shit about the movie, and I still can't believe that morons think it's good to this fucking day. Can't wait for Gears 5, even though the trailer was kind of wonky because it just showed Kate's face morphing into different characters. Just looked like the T-1000 melting. But Gears 4, I really enjoyed, so I'm really looking forward for Part 5. The footage they showed of the like the multiplayer shit looked fucking great for it, so I'm very excited for that one. Project Scarlet, look, yes, it's a new console. I'm excited that it's a new console. But all they showed were people just talking spec shit that I'll never fucking understand. I understood one thing when they said there's going to be no loading times for the games. And everybody cheered. And I was like, who? My ColecoVision had no fucking loading times. What are you talking about? Loading? Suck my ball. Loading times started when they went to CD, and now it's fucking stupid because everybody's old PS1 games, they just look like someone's fucking, some cokehead's vinyl collection, just covered in scratches. They look horrific. Hey, my Nintendo 64 games, my Super Nintendo games, they still fucking play, baby. So fuck off with these no load times. I'm an OG gamer. I'm used to that shit. Then we go to Nintendo. So Tuesday, the actual fest starts. I'm in my car watching the Nintendo Direct. I found a parking spot and just started watching it before I walked in to the convention center, masturbated like 46 times during the Nintendo Direct, and then I just blew jizz everywhere when they announced Breath of the Wild 2. It was fucking unbelievable. The security was worried about me. They're like, what the fuck is on you? Did you get hit by a bus full of donuts? And I'm like, I'm fine. Let me just get it. I was so excited. Breath of the Wild 2, I was like, I thought it's DLC at first, and then it's a whole fucking game. Everything else about the Nintendo Direct, a lot of it I enjoyed. I can't wait to play some of those games that are going to be coming out, but Breath of the Wild 2 stole the fucking show. That's all I was thinking about that entire day at E3 was, oh shit, there's going to be another Breath of the Wild. That was great. Once the Nintendo Direct ended, I just made a beeline to the Nintendo booth. I hustled my way into the Luigi's Mansion 3 area. It was this awesome haunted mansion that they built. I walked in. I didn't have a pass. If you listen to the Ramble, you know the story. I walked in, and I was like, there's a 2-hour line. I just went up to the nicest security guard ever, and I said, look, I just kind of want to look around. She's like, all right, go in. It was fucking amazing. I didn't get to play the game, but I saw people playing it. It looked fun. The big one, though, for me is Link's Awakening, the remake that's coming out on the Switch. Playing that, it was just like, it was like I was playing that old school game again. It just reminded me about everything. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this and that. But the problem was, I was still kind of getting used to the game. This fuckhead next to me was speed running it. Like, he was already at the end credits, and I was still finding the shield. But hey, it's fine, because I know the guy gives you the shield right when you wake up in the hut. I didn't give a shit. I was just walking around everywhere. This one dude asked me to kill chickens for him. Like, he was just saying, please, can you just, if he just got done playing it, and he was videotaping me. He goes, can you do me a favor, man? Can you just hit the chicken over and over again? So I wasted my demo on Link's Awakening just hitting a chicken over so all the chickens could attack me, and that guy could get footage of it and probably post it. And I don't know what country he was from, but it was bright. It's like, hey, look at this fucking American dipshit who doesn't know how to play the game. I hope I made that. I also got to play Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch, which, I'm sorry, but I think it looks way better than the Avengers game for Square. I mean, I'll see how the Avengers game is. I'm not going to say no to it just yet, but man, it just looks like a porn parody of the Avengers actors. I didn't like that part. Ultimate Alliance 3 was really fucking fun. The combos I did with Storm and Wolverine were great. I think the more characters you have from a Marvel property together on the team, the more they can do certain combos that are specific to them. It was really fun, really fucking good. The sequel to Hollow Knight played fucking great. And then Miyamoto and Aonuma were just up there, kind of like Evita, just waving at all of us from their little balcony. That was really fun too. Here, Ken, real quick, before anything else, if you ever go to one of these things, E3, Comic-Con, show some etiquette, okay? The balls on some of these fucking people. There was this one guy who just had to get into the Nintendo thing, and there was people who were already waiting in line, and he didn't pull any polite hustle like I did. He just walks up to the guys like, hey, can I get in and play games? The guy's like, yeah, you can, but there's a line. You have to go to the back of the line. And the guy's like, oh, okay, where's the line? And he goes, it's right over there. And the dude just goes, okay, and he just walks right in. And the guy's like, dude, no. You have to go to the line. He goes, oh, where's the line? He points him again. He goes, oh, okay. And he tries to walk in again. It got to the point that the guy in the Luigi mascot almost came over like, hey, what the fuck? You'll get out of here. Like, it was like, everyone was like, what is this guy doing? And then he left. He tried it 2 more times, and he finally left. The 3rd time, I thought he was bringing a fucking rifle. Like, no question. This guy, he was by himself, no friends, not talking to anybody. So just, maybe just be polite. That's all you got to do. Be a little nice. And then, of course, Cyberpunk 2077. I was fortunate enough to go into the behind closed doors media presentation of it. That's how I got this snazzy jacket. Reversible. It was, dude, that game, I can't imagine it's going to suck. I know those are famous last words, but what they showed in the playthrough, they showed you how to go through this level either just pure stealth hacking or melee, and it was awesome. So the stealth hacking, this guy's going into this room, and there's a camera, so he hacks the security camera, sneaks past it. A bunch of thugs are boxing a training robot, and this guy just hacks into the training robot to distract the thugs, and it just literally knocks the head off of one of the thugs. He jacks up the power of the robot, so they get distracted. You move past them, and then he's like, all right, now let's try it with the melee. So then he goes to the female version of the character V, and it's the melee version. She just walks up to the door and just rips it open with her hands, doesn't even give 2 fucks about the camera. She just starts beating the shit out of everybody, and there's a turret that was mounted in this area. She just walks up to it, rips the turret off its fucking base, and just starts blowing people away with it. Then they show the hacker. He hacks into the turret. It kills everybody. Dude, it was like, I don't know. I'm going to fucking not have any friends or family or anything because I'm going to try to play this game 1,000 times and get every different outcome, play it every different way. I'm going to lose every... People will be like, Jerry, we're spreading your mom's ashes tomorrow. I'll be like, I'm sorry, but I have to get through this level stealth. I can't do that. That's how much I love Cyberpunk 2077 already. Then I went to Techland's Behind Closed Doors presentation of Dying Light 2. I got to meet Katie Barber of the Cake Bites podcast. She was super fucking cool. Techland, by a mile, had the nicest theater. It was all the seats were comfy as shit. They had backrests. Everything else was a little bit more like kind of comfy bleacher seating, but this was comfier theater seating, and it was great. And Dying Light 2... it looks really fun. I haven't played a fucking second of Dying Light 1. I got to do that because I want to know what the fuck is going on. But the parkour mixed with zombies, it shouldn't work, but it did. It looked really, really fun. The graphics are fucking gorgeous. It's one of those type of games where every little thing you do will impact everything else in the game, which I like. One of those type of things where, like, if you don't suck that guy's dick, you suck this guy's dick, all kinds of shit happens. You wonder, man, what would have happened if I had sucked that guy's dick instead? That's probably a bad example, but it's a very, very good-looking game. The parkour thing, back to that, this dude was like running through a building. He got a grappling hook. He shot out a paraglider. It was fucking fun. It was like everyone's like, man, it's good. And here's the one interesting thing about being in these like media only behind closed doors presentations is when they open it up for questions, all these media people had like really good, like Katie asked really good specific questions to the game that mattered. I think if it was open to the general public, it would be like, all right, so do you get to see tits? Like, I guarantee you that would be the first 30 questions. Like, is there bush in this? You get to see anybody's bush in this game? So it was good that, it's nice being around the media. And I was the only moron who was thinking, can you see tits and bush in this game? But I decided I'm probably not going to raise my hand to ask that one. Another one I'm very excited for, After Party. Oh man, I couldn't get enough of Oxenfree. And another choice-driven narrative game. I'm very excited to play this one. The premise is fantastic. You and your best friend die mysteriously. You go to hell, and you try to get your souls back by beating the devil in a drinking contest. You go bar hopping to outdrink the devil. What else do you need to know? I mean, I think that's gonna be fucking great. And here we go with what I think is going to be the sleeper AAA title. I know AAA titles are hard to be under the radar, but I think the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga game kind of is going to fly under the radar a little bit. I was surprised that the lines to get into that presentation weren't really that crazy on the general floor. I'm like, dude, I walked in when I first got in there, I was like, yeah, what's this? And I'm like, oh, it's a Star Wars logo. Oh, cool. You walk it, man, this game, it looks really good. I've never played any of the Star Wars Lego games. Maybe that's why I have like an extra level of excitement for it, because it's all brand new to me, even though it's not remakes. These are all brand new games. It's all 9 Skywalker Saga films in one game. You can jump to any of the games at any time. It looked really, really fucking good. Of course, on the demo, they couldn't show us anything from Rise of Skywalker. I hope the Last Jedi level is just you flying around and blasting morons who cried about the fucking movie. That would be great. I think one of the reasons that the Lego Star Wars game it probably is kind of floating under the radar is because there's like a Lego game for fucking everything. You know what I mean? Like, I think they even have a Lego game for that movie Spotlight about the journalist trying to uncover sex abuse in the Catholic Church. I think there's a Lego game of that too. So I think that's maybe why. I also got to go to the Natsume tent and I got to play Harvest Moon Mad Dash, which is going to be like Overcooked but with farming. And they kind of took the Harvest Moon formula of you get married. I mean, Harvest Moon, I can't get into that game. I'm sorry, but the Harvest Moon games bore the fuck out of me. You just farm, you get married, you farm, you have a kid, you farm, you check your prostate. Like, who gives a fuck about any of this? I play video games to not ever have to go live on a fucking farm, but I mean, people love it. This game looked a lot of fun. Looked like for the morons like me who don't want to have any time to fucking farm in an actual game, this is just very quick-paced actiony fun shit. You're just trying to build crops as quick as harvest crops as quick as you can. I played a lot of fun. I got to play it Harvest Moon Mad Dash. We'll see how it goes. And I even played the real fishing game that they made. It's basically a fishing camping RPG. That sounds like the most boring, stupid shit. Might as well just have a fucking game where you learn to tie a tie. But it was fun. The fishing was fun. I don't know how the rest of it's going to be. I'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, it wasn't, like, terrible. I was very surprised. I didn't hate it. Bandai Namco, that was a lot of fun, too, to go to their booth. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot looks very interesting, but I don't know. I just don't know. It's very ambitious to me. The gameplay didn't look fantastic. I think super fans of Dragon Ball Z, and there's a lot of them, so they have nothing to worry about. They're probably going to pick it up and love it. I don't know how it's going to attract people like me who just kind of know about the shit but don't care that much. But, maybe they don't give a fuck. Like, we don't care about people like you. But the graphics look gorgeous, so it looked like you were just playing the cartoon. That looked really good. The Ni no Kuni remaster looked awesome. I was playing some of that on their little PS4 machine there. But the only problem is, I remember as I was playing it, the 8 billion hours I sunk into the original Ni no Kuni. And I'm like, fuck this. I already platinumed it. I'm not playing that motherfucker again. One game I really liked in the Bandai Namco booth was called Rad. It's a top-down, neon-drenched-soaked action RPG that takes place in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. It was a lot of fun to play. Looks like it's going to be a good game. I think it's only $20, so that kind of helps. So yeah, I really enjoyed Rad. That was probably my favorite in the Bandai Namco booth. Plus, they gave me an awesome fanny pack that my girlfriend immediately took and claimed as her own, because I don't know how I would look with a fanny pack that said Rad on it, but I mean, I think I'd look rad, but I don't know. Fun thing about E3 is going around and just seeing all the booths and all the fucking money that they put into this. There was a giant ice dragon for Monster Hunter. They had a big old Avengers facility for the Square Avengers game. They had the bike from Final Fantasy VII there for the remake. They even had like one of those rhythm-based dancing games. They had dancing troops on stage at all hours, dancing and dancing and dancing. One thing I really wanted from those dancing games, though, is like with the rhythm-based games, like fuck popular songs. Fuck, why don't you do like stupid shit? Put that tackle jingle, that app that Kathy Lee Gifford's in that weird ass commercial was like, hey, don't you need help? And then she just breaks into a song. Need to blow it, need to fix it. Like, it's the weirdest fucking commercial I've ever fucking seen. I know this has nothing to do with E3, but I'm sorry, I have to talk about this. Every time I see that commercial, I just imagine if there were any outtakes where she just ad-libbed like the craziest shit, like need to glue it, need to fix it. Sandy Hook was a hoax, and I'm like, wait, no. Time out. Whoa, time out. That's what Frank would have thought. Okay, all right, but still, I don't know. If I had to pick my favorite games that I saw or got to play at E3, here's a list. Maybe this is all you wanted to see in the video. Maybe you're like, why the fuck is this guy spending all this time? Tell me what. Maybe we'll do a separate video where I just rattle off these fucking names. But Cyberpunk 2077, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake for the Switch, absolutely. The Breath of the Wild 2. I don't give a fuck when this comes out. I already can't wait. Cannot wait. After Party. Gears of War 5. Luigi's Mansion 3. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Dying Light 2. Doom Eternal. Come on. Fuck yeah. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Rad. Animal Crossing New Horizons, Real Fishing, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Battletoads, Elden Ring, Tales of Arise, and Harvest Moon Mad Dash. All right, that was it. There you go. Those are right there. Boom. Thank you to all the listeners. Please listen to the Ramble podcast. Please subscribe to this new YouTube channel, Ramble Radio, even though it's video. I've been Jerry Rocha. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you. Please, we're gonna try to start doing these videos more often, just posting fun shit. So please subscribe, please enjoy it, please watch it, dude. Eddie, how rude of me. How about come on? You want to come over here and talk about like what you saw at E3, what you liked, all that kind of stuff?
No, I didn't get to see anything at E3 because you took my fucking pass.